is SVG.
Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
You're not jumpy, what happened? Me dancing up and sing to this.
Good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The time is now 7:17. That's kind of loud.
Sorry.
The time is now 7:17 here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Good morning to everyone on their way to work, just starting the day, having breakfast, on their way to school. Good morning. Good morning to everyone in the diaspora, those in the wider Caribbean, England, America, and so forth. Good morning to Duppy and the family over at Tussie, Ronald at Braxter, and good morning to Roleza.
Jeez, like you nearly forget me.
Morning.
Morning, Ari. How are you?
I'm okay.
All right.
So, this morning, we have the first case that the I don't want to say police magistrate.
Put some respect on his title.
The senior magistrate has presided over, and he seemed to be showing restraint in some way. Good morning, Anne. He seemed to be showing restraint in some way in this case. So in this case, we see that a man has stolen $176,000 $176 and $200 in cash from his mother to buy a minivan. So the story is on IWN. Senior Magistrate Colin John has suggested that the prosecution handles a case in which a 21-year-old man stole $176,200 in cash from his mother in such a way that he does not end up with a criminal record. On Monday, the man, Jemar Jack, 21 of Arnesville, appeared at the Kingston Magistrates Court where he pleaded guilty to 3 counts of theft. So I find that this case went along pretty quickly. There's between July and August and September, he first stole $38,000 and then stole $90,000, resulted in the total amount. So I know you have read the story. So what are your thoughts?
All right. I thought that this would be a case that you would actually find interesting.
No, I thought it would be a case that you would find interesting.
Given that you are speaking a lot, or you have spoken a lot on empathy. They're not even opening my phone. All right. So what I gathered from it, it was an interesting story, and I wasn't sure exactly where my opinion should fall, or where I think my feelings came into it a bit more, right? Because of the fact that he stole from his mother. Now, stealing from anybody is wrong, but to steal from your mother, for me, is particularly a little bit more sinful, especially given the circumstances under which she attained the money. She attained the money due to a work-related injury. And I just thought that if it came down to a situation of him needing money, why didn't he just ask his mother for it, right? Now, I don't know what the relationship is like between him and his mother, why he didn't feel comfortable with asking her. But it was just unfortunate to see. I gathered from the story that the mother wasn't keen on her son going to prison. I think, she probably wanted for him to learn a lesson, which is why she asked for the van to be transferred into her name. Also from this, it seems as if they would work it out behind the scenes so that he doesn't end up with a criminal record. But I just thought that the situation was very unfortunate. This is one of those stories where emotions can come into play. It's a bit sad, given what has happened. I'm trying to remember the words exactly that he said. I think it's something to the effect where he said he doesn't know what came over him, or he wasn't thinking straight. He wasn't thinking straight. And it's just really sad. But it's like, what would a mother really do in this situation? I think most mothers Most mothers, I think, maybe depending on the history that they have with their son, would want for some leniency to be extended.
Yeah, but for you who feel very strongly against burglary and theft
Mhm.
and that sort of thing, do you think you should face the full force of the law?
I think that he should, to some extent. Remember, in this case, it's more of a personal situation where it's between a mother and a son. It's not a case where he went into someone else's home and burglarized their premises, invading their privacy, invading their sense of invading their privacy and invading their feelings of security, right? So for me, it's a little bit different because it's a bit more personalized in this case. So I don't know. I do feel it for both the mother and the son, because the mother does not want for her son to necessarily have to go to jail, because him going to jail would mean that it's going to hamper his chances of getting another job or finding a job somewhere else. But I don't know. I don't know. This one is a difficult one for me to fall on a particular line, whether it's black or white. I'm in the shaded or the gray area this time.
Thanks for that correction. And did not even notice that error on the live. Thank you very much. I think that sounds like you're practicing a little empathy there.
But Ari, we did have this discussion when I said that there are certain times when the empathy can be emphasized. What I was gathering from you is as if the empathy is supposed to be extended willy-nilly. That's what I was
That's not
gathering
what I
from
was
you.
saying.
Well, you have to say, and in this
I
case,
did say, I did say, but people are refusing to him. People calling in, going, and all I was saying is, in some cases, you have to consider the situation. Some people can't eat. Some people, no. See
Yeah,
if you
but-
ran
but-
across the road, you violated me, and da. You don't know how it feel. All I was saying is, in some cases, but here you are saying the same thing I was saying. It's
no,
quite interesting.
well, I'm sorry, but it didn't come across that.
You know what it come
Almost-
across? What I said, literally what I said.
Okay, so what you said and how you said it may have been a different interpretation from persons, right? So
Literally what I said was what I said, but who knows?
yeah, we will go
No,
back
it's
on
the same thing
What is happening here?
to me. A matter of fact, it was for you to steal from your mother. You steal from a stranger, you don't know anything about the stranger life. You stealing from your mother. It's a lot worse. A lot worse. And and then you bought a vehicle. And the court is asking you to apologize to your mother, and you won't even look your mother in the eye. You're looking up in the ceiling and giving your apologies. So is it sincere? Should the court feel sorry for him?
It could be a
I
case of
don't know.
embarrassment as well, because I mean, sometimes when we don't want to face persons, we don't necessarily look them straight in the face. So there could be different reasons for why he chose to look up as opposed to directly at his mother.
I mean, he wasn't ashamed during the couple months when he going and withdrawing the money from our account. So
Well,
why shame now?
and this is the thing. I mean, to steal from your mother is I think probably one of the lowest of the low situations, because of the fact that
Okay.
that you could have probably just asked, you know. I can see that him probably trying to want to do better for his life in terms of wanting a change of occupation or to be a bit more self-sufficient in a sense, by having the van for operating the van himself. But he could have just really asked his mother for it.
The van isn't in H either. It's P. It's a private vehicle. No. Joshua, I respect you for being consistent. Joshua says theft is a crime, you should pay. That is like saying you should get a break because you beat your wife and not release her.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
that
yeah,
is
people
coming
people
from-
are entitled to the differences of opinions on this. But as I said, when you and I had the conversation related to empathy, I said time and place. It's not necessarily a case where it could be applied across the board. And in the particular instance that we were speaking of, where the burglary took place at somebody's home, it was vandalism as well that happened in that particular instance. I couldn't apply empathy in that case.
He could apply empathy in this, where he won't even look his mother in the eye. He stole a large sum
But
from
I
his
ju-
mother
but-
going through it.
Yeah, but I just said the reason why it is he may not have been able to look his mother in the eye, right?
No,
I know
I'm
that
saying
if-
you're
uh-huh.
applying empathy. No. So you're now putting yourself in his position based on your feeling, but you would not put your yourself in another position because maybe you don't have a face or you don't have these facts that come out in court to go along with it. It's interesting. But the magistrates usually look to the prosecution for guidance in their sentencing. So I'm curious to see what the sentences would be. Well, the mother already advocated that he does not go to prison. But the facts of this case guide the sentencing guidelines. So they will look at whether there are aggravating factors or mitigating features. Where circumstances are more aggravating, they are likely to make an upward adjustment to reflect the aggravated situation. So he did not use violence. He did not use any force in any way to take the money. So I guess that will be considered in his sentencing when he reappears before the court. But the mother was saying that it was a bit confusing to me, but it seems like she was saying that she would accept the van being transferred into her name, and if you would walk it to get back the money. I think that is what she was saying.
That's what I gathered as well from it.
Yeah. So was there a next hearing? The senior magistrate said he did not want to prolong the matter and said, okay, so Friday is the most likely the sentencing. And he is granted bail in the sum of $2,000. Now, I think that's a very small amount, given the amount that he stole.
But his accounts I got the impression his account has been frozen as well to us. So it's not to say that he has had maybe the opportunity to spend, if he indeed did not spend the full amount on the van. His accounts have been frozen, well, quote unquote frozen.
I don't know. I still think that's a very small amount. That doesn't reflect the amount that he stole.
I guess maybe because there's something tangible there. The van is probably where it is most of the money would have gone. So
if that is the case, then it would have been a much higher bail because the van would be the surety.
Oh, well, I don't know.
I think $2,000 is a very small amount, but I don't know. I guess this is a new magistrate trying to show that he can be lenient and not because he was a police. I mean, maybe it's that, but we'll see on Friday how this little scenario plays out. I just think that that's a large amount of money to steal from your mother, and then there's a small amount of money to be set out on bail with. But we'll see how this turns out.
All right, I think we have a comment there.
Okay, I thought this as well. Someone says, good morning. I think the bank is slapped because a 21-year-old withdrawal from an account which is not yours. I do think that was odd that he was allowed to make that withdrawal.
Well, was he transferred? I think even the transfer should have been suspicious because you really should be able to show how it is that you came into possession, especially if there's been a transaction history of small amounts, to show exactly how it is you would have obtained this larger sum, or it would have been an unusual amount shown in his account. So
I wonder if Republic Bank has a limit for transfers. But if it is that his mother putting money in his son's account, it's not suspicious at all. I don't see why the bank would flag that.
Yeah, but didn't it come from his mother's account into his?
Yeah.
Right.
So why would the bank flag that? It's a regular transfer.
Does it show a relationship that it's his mother?
Well, they have the same surname. More than likely, she probably would have had stuff in place for her children in like that something happened. So I'm pretty sure there are documents with her children's name that they probably would have used for reference, but I don't think.
But if he's not co-signed to her account, then there's a different story.
Yeah, but I don't think if they have the same surname that the bank is really going to.
Nah, you still should.
Look into it.
Still should. There's a set of Williams in St. Vincent, a set of Browns in Vinci. Doesn't mean they are related.
Good point.
So
well, I think they maybe had proof that they are related. But the time is now 7:30. We'll be back at 7:35 with Traffic Talk this morning, and then unfortunately, Sian would not be giving commentary. So you have us.
So Ari, wait, before we go, how do you feel about the case though? Do you think that empathy should be extended to the young man?
I'm waiting to see what sentence.
How come you wait and not just because we haven't heard the details in the other one, but you thought that empathy should have been extended?
No, I'm saying generally. empathy should be extended in some situation, because off the bat, everybody was jumping down the people's throat, whoever they are, to say blah, 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 they deserve the full force of the law.
Okay, so
I
given
was
that,
saying in some situations, you need to apply empathy.
Mhm.
I have not heard anything in the facts of this case that show that he needed to steal his money from his mother.
So in this case, you've not necessarily empathized with him. You
I
think
don't
that he
empathize
should?
with him.
Okay, well, fair enough. I mean, the thing of it is, you are entitled to your opinion, but it's just that at the time, based on the particular instance that we were
Nah,
speaking
you should be based
of,
on what I said, what
but
came out of
yeah,
my
but
mouth.
our discussion stemmed from a particular
Nah,
incident.
that is really dangerous of having discussions. It's not what you interpret, it's what I said. Literally what I said.
And based on the particular situation that we were
Ma'am, it's
discussing.
7:32. We need to break and come back with traffic talk, and then back to have Sian replace Sian's commentary this morning. And Sian would be here tomorrow, giving his commentary live. He will be sitting in with us tomorrow. I really hope somebody from the NDP decide to pop in and rub shoulders with him a bit.
All right, Mom is going to go to commercials at this time.